threat to its allies in the region. But I think, what was it, Reuters or Fox said that they are working in agreement now. So we're gonna. I think I might show that article to you guys. Give me a second. Let's just go with this one. Mine, Mamma mia! Look at all them people. That's a lot. That is a lot. You know, all those people there, a lot of them were brainwashed. They believe that Kim is a god. So, North K State TV reported on Monday that North K successfully tested a new long-range cruise missile, which allegedly travels some 1,500 kilometers. That's 930 miles. Now, when it comes to miles, I'm good at it. I drove for many miles. 930 miles is basically Florida to basically close to New Jersey, because Florida to New Jersey is 1,001 miles. This is 930 miles. So it's basically, well, put it like this, Florida to Pennsylvania. Now look at the map. Florida to Pennsylvania. That is long. That is a long shot right there. So if they have a missile that is allegedly traveling or travels some 1,500 kilometers, 930 miles, that is very impressive. Very impressive. Here's the thing. It's not going to reach California. It's not even going to reach Hawaii or Guam. But these type of stuff could reach South Cape. It could reach, or it could reach a warship, one of our warships in the Red Dragon Sea. So it is still a powerful missile, I'll tell you that. Okay, so 930 miles, right? Before obliterating, just destroyed its target and splashing into North K territorial waters. Several hours after North K announced the tests, which were reportedly conducted over the weekend. Now, the Pent said it was aware of reports of DRPK cruise missile launches. However, it fell short of confirming or denying the fact of the launch, nor did it comment on the type of weapon North K claimed to have fired into the sea. We will continue to monitor the situation and are consulting closely with our allies and partners, the statement issued by the Pent Indo-Pacific Command. All right. Yes? All these coffee I got here, guys. My studio is filled with cups and waters and bottles of water and coffee. Okay. So it says here we will continue. Okay, we read that part. All right. Now it says here the Defense Department went on to say that the reported launch of the cruise missiles, which are not expressly banned under the UN resolution on North K. So basically, it's not illegal. So you guys already know how North K is notorious when it comes to launching your stuff. So it's not illegal. All right. So highlights North K continuing focus on developing its military program and the threat that it poses to its neighbors and the international community. Now, Japan also said it was concerned over the reports of the launch. You know, I feel bad for Japan. I mean, Japan is like, man, this dude is just launching towards us. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, I don't blame Japan. I mean, look, if there was a way to move islands, or country, I think Japan would probably move somewhere near California or something, because they sit right where the action is at. The Pacific Ring of Fire, where earthquake and volcanic activity occurs. They're right next to the Bear, the RUSSIA. They're right next to North K, and they right next to the Red Dragon. And they're like, man, we can never catch a break here. So the Pent noted that it is pledged to protect South K and Japan. Both countries rely on the Sleeping Giant military to defend them in case a major conflict breaks out. All right. So basically, they paying us. That's what's happening. These countries that want us to protect them, they pay us, but we pay them back double because every year we have to give something to them. Some kind of insurance policy. Basically, if something happens to America and America collapses, we have tons of money that we could just come back up, and it's just so much more to all this game of chess. Okay, so Washington has retained operational control over the South King military since 1954, and is set to hand over the range to Seoul next year as part of a transition plan. About U.S. 28,500 troops are based. That's a lot of soldiers. That's a lot of soldiers in South K, and they right in front of Kim. All right, so are based in South K, while some 55,000 are stationed in Japan. Oh my God. That's a lot of soldiers, man. 55,000 in Japan are stationed in Japan. According to a March report by the Sleeping Giant Accountability Office, the Sleeping Giant has funneled more than $34 billion into its continuing military presence in the two countries neighboring North K between 2016 and 2019 alone. While Washington claims its presence in the region and displays of power in the form of joint war games with Seoul are needed to deter. North K accuses the Sleeping Giant of taking a hostile approach, refusing to revive stalled denuclearization talks. In its report on the launch, North K State Agency KCNA said the missile was designed to serve as an effective deterrence means able to contain military maneuvers of hostile forces. All right, so it's just another launch by North K, and this time is a long range that travels 1,500 kilometers, 930 miles. Now, I do believe that it was Kim's sister that ordered this one here. There's a possibility it was Kim's sister, not Kim, but Kim's sister. So, even though you have the Pence and the 4-6 and his people saying that they wouldn't worry about this, and here's the thing, guys. This is North K. They don't like the 4-6. They don't. They'd rather have Dennis Rodman and the 4-5. But they don't like the 4-6. I don't like the 4-6. The 4-6 mom don't even like the 4-6. Okay, I'm just messing in that part there. But it just, it goes to tell you that this type of stuff here, it is a warning message. When I first heard
civilians in resistance stronghold, the BBC has found that at least 20 civilians have been killed in Afghanistan's Panjshir Valley. The BBC has found that at least 20 civilians have been killed in Afghanistan's Panjshir Valley, which has seen fighting between the Taliban and opposition forces. Communications have been cut in the valley, making reporting difficult, but the BBC has evidence of Taliban killings despite promises of restraint. Footage from a dusty roadside in Panjshir shows a man wearing military gear surrounded by Taliban fighters. Gunfire rings out and he slumps to the ground. The BBC has established there have been at least 20 such deaths in Panjshir. One of the victims was a shopkeeper and father of two called Abdul Sami. Local sources said the man would not flee when the Taliban advanced, telling them, "I'm just a poor shop owner and have nothing to do with war." But he was arrested, accused of selling SIM cards to resistance fighters. The Panjshir Valley has long been a focal point for resistance in Afghanistan. Under the opposition commander Ahmad Shah Massoud, the region repelled both the Soviet forces and the Taliban. Mountain peaks surround the valley, making it difficult for anyone trying to capture it. Now attention is turning to what happens next in Panjshir, as elsewhere in Afghanistan, with the Taliban back in charge.
They're Democrats. They're Democrats.
Yeah, you're right.
He's a Republican. But here's the thing. Even so, Republicans still look better than Democrats.
I knew you was going there. I knew you was going.
Yeah, because we've got the blue-haired thing from up there, in New Hampshire somewhere or wherever up near where you are. The one, the man with blue hair.
Didn't you say you wanted to talk about old Como?
Let me get that up here. Real raw news. That's what we're going to look at. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, if I click on that, can you see this now?
Yes.
Go into slots. So I'm going to read this. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the full thing, but Sarge, you and I know what happened.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's going to be in this article, but if it's not, we'll update the people.
Yes.
It says the Office of Military Commissions and the U.S. Navy Judge Advocate General's Corps have scheduled a tribunal day for former New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo, the disgraced politician who resigned amid a plethora of conduct allegations, will stand before a 3-officer panel beginning on September 20th. As reported previously, Cuomo was taken into custody on August 15th when U.S. Navy SEALs stormed his East Hampton domicile in a pre-dawn raid. Cuomo spent 2 days in a temporary holding facility before being and is often verbally sparred with Gitmo staff. Quote, he hardly sleeps, cusses at everybody, and throws his food trays against the wall, and is always demanding to speak to his brother Chris.
When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. Another angel, who had a golden censer, came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer, with the prayers of all God's people, on the golden altar in front of the throne. The smoke of the incense, together with the prayers of God's people, went up before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it on the earth. And there came peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Then the 7 angels, who had the 7 trumpets, prepared to sound them. The first angel sounded his trumpet, and there came hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. A third of the earth was burned up, a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. The second angel sounded his trumpet, and something like a huge mountain, all of burned was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned into blood. A third of the living creatures in the sea died, and a third of the ships were destroyed. The third angel sounded his trumpet, and a great star, blazing like a torch, fell from the sky on a third of the rivers and on the springs of water. The name of the star is Wormwood.
A street, and on the left side of me, the ground was dropping. It was just Buku earthquake and just chaos. And on the right side of me, it was tsunamis and floods. And I'm walking up this street, and then above me was this red black planet, and it was really sinister. And it was just above me, and I got up to a corner and I made a left and I entered into this little like a little mini mart or whatever, with a service station and like a hotel building to it. And this man was sitting in a chair, and he was like, and I asked him a question. I said, sir, do you know where I can get some shoes? I was looking for shoes. And he was like, no, but this young lady inside, you can ask her. So I went in and I asked her. And she said, no, but I'll look around. So she looked around, and I happened to be looking out the window, and the window that I was looking out of was on the left side where I told you, and I'm steady watching the ground just drop. It didn't come near me. I wasn't afraid of anything. You know, ground was just oh, it was dropping. It was so, it was bad, but I was not afraid. So I turned around and I looked, because I was looking for her, and I seen 2 guys, you know, and I think they were together, but they was looking at me so sinister and evil. And I said, well, I'm going to ask them. So I turned around and looked out the window again and hear the lady come up to me. And she was like, well, I didn't find any, but I'm sorry. So I said, yeah, everything is okay. So I walked back out and I went back the way I came. So this time as I walked back the way I came, there was a house. There was a man coming out of the house and he was looting. But he was just looking, staring off into space like, you know how people get when there's so much trauma, so much stuff going on. And I said, well, since he got stuff in his hand, I'm going to walk up in his house and see if I can find me some shoes. So as I went inside the house, I walked up the stairs, but then I woke up. So probably a week or two later, I was telling my father, my spiritual father, my dad, about my pastor, about the situation. And I was sitting there telling him, and he was, listening. But then I had to get word up, you guys, because that system is in, and I've seen it. And I've seen it on different channels and different cameras, that same planet. I drew a painting. I don't even know what I did with it. I made a painting of it, of the situation. But I also seen it around, so it's real. So I'm just going to ask, we need to go because this time, and oh man, when he come, he ain't playing. And that planet is out there. I've seen it on different channels. I don't know how to work this where I can show you,
Yeah, when the devil come, and the creator allow this fuck shit to happen, the devil's not gonna be playing. He's gonna be on some other shit. He's gonna be everything that the creator's not. All pure evil coming to you from planet. He gonna let planet, of course, creator gonna let planet hell come. And the devil gonna sit there and try to pretend that that was his thing. That's right. You claim that he's the creator when he's not. And watch these people fall for it. The last Mr. J Great Deception is coming. The third wave. Get ready. All praise the creator, no one else. And you need to spend more time with the creator. Peace and love.